I'm Fadila, and I'm a committee with ISAC Singapore, which stands for International Society for Augmentative and Alternative Communication Singapore. And I'm not alone here. I'm with my son, who is also a person who uses AAC, Augmentative and Alternative Communication, Saifullah. To you.
Hi, I'm Saifullah. I'm also a member of ISAC SG, International Society for Augmentative and Alternative Communication, ISAC Singapore. This year I'm 21. I'm a freelance digital artist. I make art using Surface Pro, Enabler Joystick, and Microsoft PowerPoint as my primary tools. Also, I'm currently using my Finger and Procreate app to do my digital artwork. Let's connect on IG at Art Saifullah.
Do you want to tell them what is ISAC?
We are a community-run society that strives to increase awareness of AAC use, be an advocate for the AAC community. We encourage collaboration amongst all stakeholders, including persons who use AAC, family and caregivers, professionals, and more. Our vision is that AAC will be recognized, valued, and used throughout Singapore, with persons who use AAC as an integral part of society. After I got my assistive technology tools, I have confidence to communicate more and sometimes initiate a conversation. I am able to voice out my preferences and feelings too. Assistive technology tools help me in my digital drawings. It gives me my freedom to communicate with people and to express myself. AAC helps me to gain confidence to communicate with others. You communicate with me like you would with others, but please be patient with my reply. I take my time to respond. I hope to see more community participation and communication for AAC users in Singapore.
Are you done with your introduction? Yes? Thank you. I guess Saifullah has already told you about what is ISAC and the hope and the vision of ISAC. Yes.
Yeah, but okay, maybe help me understand, like, who are the people who uses AAC, this augmentative and alternative forms of communication, and why do they need to use it?
AAC is for people who has speech impairment, and it gives them the confidence to communicate with people in the day-to-day lives, and also give them the confidence to initiate a conversation.
And how is this different? Like, for example, someone who uses sign language to communicate.
That is just another form of AAC, but of course, I'm not the expert in sign language, and it's just that it's a different kind of communication, and we are talking like this is part of communication. The one that Saifullah is using is the high-tech communication. We also have the low-tech communication, which is a paper communication book, and it gives them a different way to communicate with other people.
Does Saifullah have something to say?
Huh? What is that? Trailer? Literacy? Oh, literacy. Okay. Use your iPad for literacy. Or you want to teach people to be the ambassador? Okay, clear that please. Thank you. Clear. Okay. He wants to be an AAC ambassador. I guess he wanted to use the iPad. Am I right? That means he uses his communication tools to bring it out to the community or in the public to use it, and also to educate and advocate.
Amazing. Is that the work of ISAC Singapore?
Yes, it's part of that. The purpose of having ISAC in Singapore is to advocate to the public Can you press that word? Let Amira listen.
Asia.
Asia. So he wants to be an ambassador in the Asia. AEC ambassador in Asia.
Amazing. What does that mean, actually? What does an ambassador do?
What does an ambassador do? You want to say? Or you want mommy to tell them? Okay, now you have seen how Saifullah uses his AEC. Okay, he's using an app that is on the iPad for him to communicate, and certain words that is not there he has to type. So he typed the word Asia because it's not in the iPad. So he wants to be an AEC ambassador for the Asian countries, and I guess also he wants to be an advocate, and also he wants to be the example of a person using AEC in the Asian countries. Am I right? Yeah. And I guess also because of his speech impairment that affects his day-to-day communication, using the iPad has gave him a confidence to communicate with people. Saifullah, may I? And then, at the same time also, to let people know that this community exists in the world. And also, he's one of the examples that benefits from using AEC.
Amazing. Actually, could you share some examples of how Saifullah uses AEC in his daily life to communicate, to do work? I heard that he does like art by Saifullah. Yeah, maybe you can share a little bit more.
Okay. With the iPad, it has given him that confidence to say his preference, to state what he wants to draw on the iPad. I should say, he uses Procreate app and he uses the fingers, but certain designs that he wanted, he is unable to tell us. So he uses the AC to tell us that he wants this and this, his preference, and then and we just show him where to get it. And then let's say if he wants to change the color, okay, I want to change the color green, and then and we have to show him, okay, this is the type of green where to navigate. So at least he tell me his preference. I show him the navigation, and that is where it started. That okay, I want this green. And when you saw green, there's a lot of tones and colors of green, different tones of greens, and then now that is where he has to choose. So it also helps that in his artwork. It also helped him to order food when he's outside. I gave him the opportunity, just like us when we go to, example, a fast food restaurant to order food. I give him the opportunity to also order just like us normal. Just that I have to prepare the counter stuff to tell them that Saifullah is using a communication device to place his order. Maybe what they could do is that open up an empty counter just for him, or I don't mind to even queue, but it's just that I have to let the other people know that queue behind me that I will take a while if they don't mind to wait, or if not, they can just choose another counter. And from there, what we realized that he's able to state what he wants to order, and the counter staff will listen and repeat the order, and whether I will ask him, is this the one that you order? Is it right or wrong? Then he uses his iPad to say yes. So that means it's right. So and I will say to the counter staff, this is what he says. He says yes. But sometimes in the setting that is the environment is too noisy, we have to get a speaker, or another alternative is to get the person at the counter to come out and to take a look at what he is typing.
Amazing. And so far, am I right to say that actually people might not actually understand Saifullah's condition, but whenever you give them an opportunity to or explain to them, Saifullah will want to communicate with you using his iPad, are people usually receptive to it?
I should say, for a first time to look at Saifullah without his iPad, the first thing people look at his physical disability. He's unable to communicate, and people say, oh, okay, just leave him, he cannot communicate. Let's talk to mommy. So, but like an example, Amira, you ask him, and then you realize that he doesn't have anything to talk to you. And when he tried to explain to you, to reply you, you couldn't understand. So you will be like, you ask him the question, but then you look at me because you don't understand. So he gets frustrated. So when I put a device here for him, when you ask him, He is able to talk to you. No need to be here. Yes. He has something to say.
Hi, I am Saifullah. I am a 21-year-old cheerful person. I have quadriplegic cerebral palsy since birth. It left me unable to walk and speak clearly. I often get frustrated when people cannot understand what I am saying.
See, this is what he meant.
So I'm curious about how the FMAS Trampoline Fund actually has supported Isaac in the work that you are doing, because I think the last time you mentioned that you went to Pizza Hut to have an event and things like that. So what was that? Who created it? And yeah.
So when we got the FMAS funding, we were so thrilled, excited to start an event that, to include a lot of persons who uses AAC to join our event. So we had to think of an activity that suits everyone, because our participants range is from the less severe to the severity part, and then also of age difference that we have, and we have to think of what kind of activity suits everyone. So we came up with the pizza making idea. And of course, it's a lot of work has to be done. But then with the fundings, it really helped us in terms of transportation to recce the place. And that is where Saifullah comes in, to recce the place to see whether it's suitable for those people who are on wheelchairs. And also, we sat down to look at the menu. We talk with the person. And we have to also think what kind of menu is suitable for everyone. And when we say everyone, that means everyone includes the parents too. We gave a training to Pizza Hut, and they were really, really looking forward to it. How to learn AAC with our participants, to use it with our participants on the day. We provide them with the communication board. So what we did is that we printed it out on a piece of paper, and because that time was a Pizza Hut event, so we had a Pizza Hut, logos, we had things that is related to pizza making, what kind of ingredients, the shape, the sizes, and then the texture of the pizza, the colors. And what we did was that we categorize it. So we put it into description of words, we put it into colors, and then after that, what we did was that we printed it out for the staffs, and then we also make the staff learn how to use it. We teach them, we train them on how to use the AAC and how to communicate with the participants. So it was simple to them. They say they were so excited. They were waiting how to use it on that day itself, and it was a natural process when they were using the AAC communication board that we provided to them to talk to our participants. So I should say every staff engaged with the participants on how to make the pizza. Firstly is how the dough, the texture of the dough, whether it was hard, it was soft, and then after that, the pizza making, what kind of toppings that they wanted. It was given on the communication board, and they just need to point, okay, do you want, let's say, like I'm talking to you now, I can say I can do different activities. Then we did was to put things. So we tell them put. So there was the word put there. So we show them put, and then we also show the action. So they know that it's associated. The word and the action is associated. So that is how it works. So with the fundings also, what my committee did was that we come up with the communication board, the printing, where to go and send it, and I'm not alone. I have another person who did the planning with me. She's also a caregiver and a mother of a daughter with ASD, autism spectrum disorder. So she was on board with me the both of us, we plan the activities together, and we liaise with the staffs of Pizza Hut, and also come up with activities on what to be done, what are the ideas that to put in the comboard, what are the words that are suitable, what kind of we have to, a lot of planning has to be done back then. Yes, kudos to Yoklin. Yes, without her, I guess things also cannot be done. Yes, of course, you also have other committee members, the volunteers, who were really helpful on the day itself.
And I heard that in Isaac Singapore, like a lot of your programs especially are planned by people who use AAC and their families. So you guys are the ones who are advocating for the cause, not only like other people advocating for you. Like why is that so?
Okay. Firstly, our vice president, he himself is also a person who uses AAC. Myself, caregiver, and also a parent who uses persons who uses AAC, and also we have some other community members and volunteers who also have children who uses AAC, and we realized that we have the background to do things, to think what is suitable for the community of AAC. We also have teachers. We also have speech therapists, and then who also guide us. What whether sometimes we parents we are just overwhelmed, but we have also other people from other professions that assisted us to guide us. I should say, to guide us on how to plan for events, and it was really helpful. These people, we have the same vision, we have the same mind on creating awareness, advocating for the persons who uses AAC. We hope that we have more fundings in future to create more activities and events for person who uses AAC. For person who uses AAC, we also want from that event. We also want to rope in community partners, the members of the public, to let them know that AAC users community exists, and they should be given a part in Singapore to be just like normal people, to just to communicate in day-to-day life, but just that be receptive to us, welcome us. It'd be amazing to see that how we all talk and then how we reply, but just that we really takes time.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you, especially because I think I heard about how Saifullah is already currently communicating and doing a lot of things with the AAC, right? Like doing art, producing art, selling his art and things like that. So there is really this opportunity for people who use AAC to communicate, and they are seeking out to people in community to communicate, right?
Yeah. I wish that I could see more persons who uses AAC in workforce, because currently we don't have any. It's only limited in the school settings and also at home. Who knows, in future you can see AAC everywhere, even during acting in dramas, in even in news, maybe.
Yeah, so you mean like employment practices,
Yes,
right? Like changing the employment practices to be more inclusive to people who use AAC. Because I think you mentioned that Saifullah can code, Saifullah can do art, Saifullah can do a lot of things like you and I. Like Saifullah is the same as the rest of us.
I should say, the AAC community is just like normal people. Give them the chance. You'll be amazed to see that how they communicate with you, even though it's high tech, low tech, but it's still communication. Even though you can use sign language, it's still communication. And when I'm talking to you now, with my eyes blinking also is part of communication.
With the FMAS Trampoline Fund, you've managed to get some support to raise awareness about people who use AAC and what AAC is all about. So do you have any message that you would like to say to your donors and people who support the work that you do?
Of course, I should say thank you to Majority Trust Fund with the FMAS funds. It really helped Isaac Singapore community, and for the persons who uses AAC, to be involved in the planning, to be involved in the community, to have the chance to communicate in the outside settings, like from home environment to an outside environment, is totally different. It gives them the confidence to be able to state what their preferences are, to tell them that, look, I have a voice. If given the chance and given the right tools, I can communicate with you like I would communicating with others. Isis has something to say. Thank you on behalf of Isaac Singapore. Thank you to the FMAS for Trampoline Fund. It has really helped us to plan activities, and we look forward to more activities using the fundings. And we hope that with these events, we can reach more to the community partners and also to the public about the community of from the AAC.
Saifullah has something to say.
Thank you very much.
Everybody.
Good. Night.
Everybody.
Press that. Is it under people? Is it there? If it's not, then you want to type it out. There's some of the words that are not in, he has to type. And that is where, he has to know which alphabets to type. Is it there? So when he types, what happens was that there will be a keyword.
Every.
So he has to go and find out which word that he wanted. Every.
Oh my God.
Body. You will forget the word.
Smoke.
Wait, now what do you want to do? Remember, it ends with a full stop.
Okay, thank you very much. Good night, everyone.
Everyone. If you happen to say, I prompt him everybody, but he wanted to say everyone. So sometimes you cannot assume what a person wants to say. So with this, it really tells you that, no, he wanted to say this, not what mommy wants me to say.
Yeah, correct. So he does have his own perspectives, and really he gets to speak with his own voice with the AAC device. Yeah. Sorry, I do have one last question for you. So actually, what are some of the challenges, or like what is Isaac's biggest challenge in like raising awareness or like about AAC?
Not everyone is comfortable using AAC outside environment, outside from their home, especially because the lack of awareness, the lack of confidence, and also the lack of companion to say to one another that using the same language. In this case will be AAC. So what I realized that some of the parents or even caregivers, with this event we created, what happened was that we get them out from the comfort zone. We get them to interact their child with a person who uses AAC. So that means AAC user with an AAC user, they talk to each other. We also give the opportunity to the child to interact with the public. We also create that awareness one. We also create that confidence level, though it's a bit slow. But from the first event, I know that as a person who uses AAC, it gives them, I can talk to people, but just that I don't have the opportunity to be out from home. So this is one of it. With the events that we did, we created, we get them to be out and about, to give them the chance, not only to communicate, but to do activities using the AAC.
At the same time, you also include members of public in it as well, right? So members of public also do feel comfortable interacting with people who use AAC. They gain a lot more understanding and awareness of the struggles as well as the respect for people who use AAC. So thank you so much for taking the time to both Fadila as well as Saifullah for sharing about yourselves, being vulnerable, and really helping us understand about like people who use AAC and really alternative and augmentative forms of communication. I hope that I'm really wishing you all the best with all your upcoming events. Yeah, excited for what's to come. I heard there's more things coming with.
Thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to use the funding for a good cause and also to advocate.
I really wish you all the best for all your upcoming events, and thank you so much for teaching us about people who use AAC. I really hope that one day we will see society actually recognizes people who use AAC as like the same as you and I. And I do hope there are more opportunities for people who use AAC to better integrate into the community as well, both at the workspace, on the daily life, like in like food places and things like that as well.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you so much.